Hello again. Welcome back to Billy Ho Sports. This week we're featuring the Virginia Derby at Colonial Downs. The preview video is already out for that. Big response to that, so I appreciate all the support there. Thanks a bunch. It is the first ever Derby qualifying race at Colonial Downs, so pretty important day for them. Switching over to the dirt, so check out that video. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the late pick five hammer time. So subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, leave me a comment, and let's get this thing started so we can get there. And I just want to caveat the video. The stretch is, I always like to mention this, the stretch is similar to Churchill Downs and the longer ones like Fairgrounds. It's 1,280 feet of stretch. So it's a good 300 feet further than what we've seen at like Gulfstream. So race number 6, we go to the conditions. It is a 6 furlong maiden, 75K, 3-year-olds, and horses that have not started for less than 30, blah, blah, blah. March to Blue. That's Mock to Blue, I should say. Has the inside post. It says 32% clip, but look, that was last summer and fall. So different weather conditions, different track conditions, but it still probably is going to be significant advantage to be on the inside, but this one looks a little bit slow to get the job done and take advantage of that. So I'll probably pass there. But this one, Hitchcock, is the one that we're going to be looking at big time. It ran lights out in a maiden 120K last fall to finish third, going 6 furlongs, first Lasix, dropping down a little bit versus easier competition. Peter Urton and Irad Ortiz aboard, obviously looking like everything lines up very well here. Potential single special there. So a few of these are going to be skips like this one. First time starters I typically don't mess with, but when it comes to Flavian Pratt and Brad Cox, Brad is pretty solid, 22% with first timers. So Verifier would be one to consider, I think. And buy authentic, and the horse sold for $1 million at auction, so somebody thought a lot of it. So this one will probably go on the card as well, but the few others I wanted to mention, the next two not really. I think Sure Meant to Be might be worth considering. Early speed versus similar speed figures feels like a front runner that might give Hitchcock something to shoot at, because Hitchcock's more of a presser. So Smooth, it would be one I might consider. I think a pretty good amount of good vibes on Trombetta as a trainer, but probably not going on the win ticket. So what I would do is for the first leg, 2-4 or single the two. We'll just wait and see what we got at the end. We'll have a couple of different options, but we'll go 2-4 for leg 1. Now, jumping over to race number 7. And this one, 1 mile optional claimer in 2X. You can see it coming out of the chute for a mile, 1 turn. Eloquist. Looks like a use. Ness, 31% with a beaten favorite. He was beaten, but really was running them down in a mile and a 70. Just didn't get there. Vase versus the same horse, you can see. So pretty good. Made an improvement from one race to the next. Let's put it that way. And so Ness has the claim. Jamie Rodriguez, solid jockey, winning. Not from. I don't know if how much he's ridden at Colonial, but he's like a really strong jock. Anyway, just call Ray. Nah. Also trained by Ness, but I'm not seeing it here. So pretty decent jock in Michael Sanchez, but the speed figure is a little bit lower, and that was a little pretty weak race here. So next one up, Winston Wolf. You got to love it. And I'd ask any of you out there, you can leave a comment. Did you all know that that's the Winston Wolf from Pulp Fiction, Harvey Keitel's character, where he bailed out Jules and Vern, or I mean Jules and Vern, Jules and Vincent? When they blasted dude's head off in the car, they had to call. They were over at Tarantino's house. Anyway, that was a great scene. Harvey Keitel, you can't beat that guy. But Winston Wolfe, I'm not calling on him to bail me out here, so we'll skip on to lure him in. And lure him in is exactly what Sam Walensky did with Irad Ortiz, get him ride this horse. One last out, going a mile and 40, solid front running effort, back class, 8-year-old gelding, back class. Like I said, lots of grade two and decent success, couple fourth place finishes. So I won a Sunshine, a Black Stakes. So good back class here. So solid contender in the five. Number 8 was the next one I wanted to mention. These next couple I didn't see a lot in. Two Eagles River. This is trained by Mike Maker. I don't know if he's going to get in trouble or not. I heard some pending things on him with his, I guess, medications, a medication malfunction, maybe like a wardrobe malfunction. Not really sure. But Luan Mikado, it's a pretty solid horse. Did win at Churchill Downs last fall, going 7 furlongs. So, well, one more I wanted to mention Sharp Tones had a huge rally to win at Parks coming from way downtown in that one. Then earned a 94 speed figure for that. It is a jumping class going from a 16K optional claimer to this group. So it would be worth a shot to play underneath. Maybe the Geldings, 4-year-old Geldings ready to step up to the plate. Who knows? But in leg two, I'm going with the 1-5, and we'll pan back up here to get you those horses that is lure him in. So they lured me in, I guess. So, got that one. And then the one horse was the other one, Eloquist. This one looks strong. Potential single. You could probably single that one if you really wanted to. There's several races here that have really strong contenders, like one contender that you could really take a look at singling if you so chose to. So we'll move on to race number 8. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty, baby. The Virginia Oaks is for 250K for the 3-year-old fillies. And we'll start with the number 1, Icona Mama. And this is Flint Style, or I can't pronounce that last name. Johnny V gets up. Uh, it's first in prime power, but I don't know about that. It's got some good stakes. This I guess maybe this big 9-length victory, but it's only going 6 furlongs, average win distance 6.3, and we are going a mile and a 16th. You can see it is still one turn, so they do have a little shoot here for a mile and a 16th going out of there. So probably pass on that one. Low key, gonna pass on that. This one is the one I probably would single. Kenny McPeak, Brian Hernandez, Goals Delight, solid horse. Has this filly trending in the right direction. It was a distant second to Good Cheer, but Good Cheer, I'm telling you, has like Torpedo Anna potential. I mean, it could be the best 3-year-old filly again this year for Brad Cox. The horse just runs huge. So to finish in second and pull away by 6 1/4 to the third place horse bodes pretty well for how good a horse Goals Delight is. So next up, passing on the 4 early on, Saffy Joseph, Flavian Pratt. Is now a maiden winner early on, is really good late speed, pulled away by 5. So with Pratt aboard, that's probably worth considering. And then you'll be back. Tom Amos, Javi Castellano, couple of solid efforts at Oaklawn. Does have decent early speed, but I think it's lacking a little bit of late punch here with the late pace figures. So I'm going to pass on You'll Be Back. Girl Math was one I was really high on back in the fall last year. You could see had some really good results. Was just trending at 120, trying to get that win, and then finally did have to drop to 80 to get the win, and went over to the all-weather at Turfway, and then debuted on the all-weather at Turfway. So I don't really mind that so much. Could be a big boost coming into this race, switching over to the dirt. So 19% shipper is Rod Brissett, Luan Mikado, nothing wrong with that. 20% beaten favorite. So it's a use for me. And then I'm hearing a little bit about Fondly. Won first race, maiden breaker right off the bat. Irad Ortiz, Grand Motion, not bad. Shipping in from Tampa Bay, Upstart Philly. I think might like more distance. Did track and close hard to win by 4 and 7.0 average win distance. So I would say stretching out a little bit further, not a big deal. Uh, so I'm going to go 378 for leg 3. So that is Fondly and Girl Math. And then the 3 horse was up here, Goals Delight. That seemed very logical to me. Race 9 is the big one. So go look at that preview video for the full breakdown and profile on all the horses. But for as far as this goes, it's early leans were to Getaway Car, and I haven't wavered for that. Also including John Hancock, who defeated the Tampa Bay winner, Owen Almighty. So if the pace gets froggy, Omaha is another one. So we got John Hancock, uh, Omaha. Studley Do Right, God love him. I can't get there. Getaway Car, and this Rapture is a bit of a wild card. It was a jump to 110 and broke it by 6, going a mile and a 16th. Uncle Mo, plenty of pedigree for distance. Should be running hard with Pratt, and you got Brad Cox. So this one is also one that I would consider using too, because you never know. I mean, I really feel confident the Getaway Car is going to be there, and then John Hancock's going to be there. The only thing, and it's been discussed, is that I can't figure out is, I mean, I know Flavian Pratt rode this horse to the victory at Oaklawn, but Brad Cox wants him on Rapture, owned by the same connections, Windstar Farm, as John Hancock, who seems to be the better horse as of now. But they're going to put Mike Smith on it. Is this horse just that good where you don't need Flavian Pratt to win this race, and we'll just dump a old 1 foot in the grave? I'm teasing. I tease Mike Smith, but he can ride any good horse. So the Sam F. Davis winner getting a 97 here. I might be a little more accepting if that's the plan. If John Hancock's that good, so you definitely have to include. But I went 4 deep on this one. I went 2, 4, 6, 7. So I am going to include John Hancock. I am going to include Omaha, just in case this horse is ready to get loose on him. And then Getaway Car, obviously, and Rapture. So race number 10, the Nightcap. This is where you can single again. You can see Supreme Law. It's a mile and a 16th shoot, 80K N1X allowance, strong 3-year-olds and upward. You can see Supreme Law has a significant 11-point prime power advantage. That instantly gets my attention. But we'll start with number 2, Passing Game. You could consider that one, Peter Urton, Flavian Pratt, and hooking up there, switching from the all weather to the dirt, and cutting back in distance. All good signs. Nice 89 in this one. Did drop a little bit from the after the maiden breaker. Did put him in a nice spot, but just didn't get it done. Going a mile and a quarter, so maybe just the distance was a little problem. Just lacked the kick, and plus the jockey switch is going to make a big difference here too. So Passing Game, definitely one you won't want to overlook. And then Smart Mo is yet another Peter Urton. I believe that was Mike Maker, and Passing Game, Peter Urton. Smart Mo, Peter Urton. Returning to dirt and the blinkers back on. Blinkers back on. He's 1 out of 2. Not bad. Third off layoff, 22%. It's got a lot of good things to do right here. So uh, Smart Mo in the mix as well. Newly gelded, 5-year-old. So Virginia City, didn't see it there. Protege, I think, is the next one. You just need to look at, considering it's got IRAD aboard. I always like horses that have success with, I won't call them weaker. They are weaker jockeys. Let's be honest. Lesser known, weaker jockeys, and they're still having success. Then they get a good jock on them. So this one, I'll give a puncher's chance to. Good Magic, the sire. So solid pedigree going on there. Should be a factor. And here's Supreme Law. This is the one that stands out. I mean, this 111, that's eye popping right there. 26 links, and that's what everybody else is going to see. But then they went and stretched it out to a mile and an eighth. Both of them on the mud though. So different off tracks. You see if it's a fast track, this could be vulnerable because not really a whole lot going on for him until he gets into the slop fest at Parks and Laurel. So I don't know. It is definitely a use. So if you want to single it, you can. I won't fight you on that. But I looked at 256 for leg five, honestly. So I do have protege and I do have passing game. So to wrap things up, I put up here leg one. I do have the two singled Hitchcock, but then I have 2-4 in the second ticket. And then I keep the 1-5 in leg two, and then 3-7-8 in leg three. And then the leg four, 2-4-6-7. And then leg five is 2-5-6. I use 2-5-6 in leg five when I single the two in leg one. So if I do leg one and use the two and the four, I'm going to single the six in leg five of the second ticket. So that makes them very, very reasonably priced tickets, under $50. And that will do it for the late pick five hammer time. I appreciate everybody's support out there. Keep smashing that like, keep sharing on social media. Be on the lookout for more content coming from Billy Ho Sports very soon. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.